Hi guys, Sheep in Orbit here, and today we are going to be doing a One Piece arc tier list. So One Piece is a anime, if you don't know, and today we will be doing a tier list. Today we will be doing a tier list on them. You see it. It goes from D, which is worst, and S, which is the best. So there's loads of arcs. We'll start from the bottom. Okay, that's the end. We'll start from the Skypiea arc. Is that? I think it's the Skypiea arc. The Skypiea arc, it's really underrated. It should be high. If anyone's doing a tier list like this, it should be quite high because it's a really good arc. Or is it Jaya? It's Jaya arc. Jaya's bad. I revealed Skypiea too early. Anyway, the Jaya arc doesn't really have anything apart from Bellamy, and then you meet Mont Blanc Cricket, and there's also the Golden City Bell, and the Sky, like the lead up to the Sky Islands. And also you meet Blackbeard. So I'm gonna give it a D tier. Now next, the Arlong arc. This for me is the best arc in the East Blue. It sets up the Grand Line really well, and uses Arlong as a perfect villain. So I'm gonna give it a B tier. No, A tier. Next we got. I'm gonna skip that one because I don't know. Anyway, next it's the Reverse Mountain arc, where you meet. You didn't know this at the time, but a former member of Roger's crew, as in Crocus, and a person and a whale, and a certain whale that would be relevant later on in the story with Brooks' backstory, Laboon. So it's not really. You don't really get anything from it, so I'm just gonna put it in D. Next, it's the Syrup Village arc. You see, it's got Kuro. The only thing that went wrong is his plan was dreadful. Why? And the theme of the pirates that invade isn't perfect, but it's not a D tier. I'm gonna say C tier. So next, you got Thriller Bark. Now, I think Thriller Bark is really, really underrated because it's a really funny arc, but people just don't like Gecko Moria, so they think it's bad. But you've got Nightmare Luffy, which is one of the coolest Luffy transformations. And yeah, so I'm gonna put it in A tier. Next, we've got the Amazon Lily arc. I'm just not a big fan. The only relevant fight in it as well is the fight between the two sisters. That's not Boa Hancock and Luffy, and that's the only fight. So I'm gonna give it a D tier because I really don't think it's that good. See, it's in the D there. Next we have Reverie arc. Yeah, Reverie arc. I think. Yeah, the Reverie arc. The Reverie arc. It's just it's a short little thing between the Whole Cake Island arc and the Wano arc. So I think it's a good little stop from the action. So I'm gonna give it a B. Next we have Post-War arc. The Post-War arc where it's the Ace, Sabo, and Luffy flashback, and of course Luffy and Jinbei kind of had a little fight. But the flashbacks are good. Apart from the filler with Nagori and stuff, that's not the best. But learning about Sabo and Ace's backstory is pretty good. So I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Next we've got the Logtown arc. Logtown arc. It introduces Smoker. And Zoro gets 2 of his swords, so I think it's a pretty good arc, so I'm going to put it again in B. Next we have the Baratie arc. It's pretty good. You were introduced to Sanji and Mihawk. Zoro vs Mihawk fight is really good. So I'm going to put it in the B tier. There's lots of things in the B tier. Is that Return to Sabaody? Yeah, I think that's the Return to Sabaody arc, which basically is this thing with the fake Straw Hat Pirates, and it's not really the greatest, but it's still okay, so it's gonna go in the C tier. Next we got Alabasta. So the Alabasta arc is it's one of the best arcs, in my opinion. Like, we haven't added it to S tier yet, and I don't think anything will. I think if like a couple of arcs have to be there, Alabasta's definitely there. You have epic fights from like most of the Straw Hats. Like Nami using the climate act as a new weapon. Usopp just overcoming his fears against Miss Merry Christmas and Mr. 3, and Lasso, the cannon dog. Along with Chopper just showing what he can do, because he was the newest person to join the crew. And Sanji just saving the day in Alabasta, so I'm going to put it in S tier. Next we have the Fishman Island arc. Yeah, the Fishman Island arc is just after the Return to Sabaody arc, which I put as a C tier, but it's much better than the Return to Sabaody arc. I'm gonna it's a bit better, so I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Next is the Marineford arc. See, I really like this arc. It's really good, and like, I'm sure if you've watched it or read it, it's just a really good arc, and you can know why I put it in the S tier. So next, I think that's the Sabaody arc. Yeah, Sabaody Archipelago. It's just before the time skip and Marineford. Or just before Marineford, then the time skip. You meet the Supernovas, we meet Rayleigh, we see Rayleigh and Kizaru, but also the Straw Hats being beat by Kizaru and sent to different places by Kuma. So I'm gonna put it in the in the B arc, in the B tier. Next is the Water 7 and Enies Lobby arcs. Now this is it's just a classic arc, isn't it? You can't say that it's not a good arc, because Enies Lobby is just the best. It's going in S tier. How is there more S's than C's or A's? I don't know. Anyway, next is the Little Garden arc with Dory and Broggy. You're introduced to giants in Elbaf, but also Nami gets bit by I don't know, some sort of bug and is ill, which means Chopper has to join the crew. So I mean, I guess the cause for Chopper, but I'm not really a big fan of it. Mr. 3 is introduced, but I'm gonna put it in C. Next is the Foxy's arc. What's it called? Long Ring Long Land arc. I think it's not a good arc. It's just the David. Well, I mean, that's just anime filler. But Foxy's such a good villain with such good fruit. He just doesn't. No, he's not such a good villain. He's got such good fruit and just doesn't put it to use. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in the C tier. The Orange Town arc with Buggy the Clown. I think this is a pretty good arc, but not good enough to rise above C, because like, even though you're introduced to Buggy the Clown and I guess Zoro has his first fight, it doesn't really do anything. Next, is this the Whiskey Peak arc, where the Straw Hats first get into the Grand Line, and we're introduced to Baroque Works, Vivi, and Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine, who obviously tried to kill him. But I think Mr. 5 has a really good fruit, but he just doesn't put it to use. And nothing really happens there apart from the forgotten Zoro versus Luffy fight, so I'm just gonna put it in C. This is the Romance Dawn arc. It just sets up One Piece, I think. I'm gonna put it like quite near the top of B. 2D2Y, I think. No, I'm not sure about that one. Oh, that's the Water 7 arc. It's not there. I made a mistake. The Water 7 arc's too high. I'm gonna keep it in A. Right, now the Enies Lobby arc. I've already explained why. The Drum Island arc, I'm gonna say goes right at the bottom of C. No, B? No, C. Because it just doesn't do anything really, apart from recruit Chopper. Next, it's the Punk Hazard arc. I quite like this arc. I'm gonna put it in B because I just like the fight between Aokiji and Akainu just messing up the island. So Luffy and the crew split up into different groups and explore the island. I just think that's good. Dressrosa. Okay, Dressrosa, good arc. I think it's got to be an A for me. Where did I put it? Oh, up here. Yeah, I think it's got to go in A for me. Got Whole Cake Island now. Whole Cake Island. I think like the Charlottes are set up so well by like Oda, and their powers they have so many unique devil fruit powers, and Luffy invading Emperor's territory is just great because it's the first time ever done. So I think we are on our last 4. So this one is the Zoe arc. The Zoe arc's okay. I'm gonna leave it with a B. Okay, and then we also have the Impel Down arc, which I'm gonna put in A, just because I like Magellan, and I like the thing between Ace and Jinbei too. So now I have to figure out what these are. I think this is like 2D, 2Y, or like the main sagas of Paramount War. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put it in B. This one, is this? I've forgotten. I'm just gonna put it right down in D. Well, I mean, okay, so in D we've got Jaya Verse Mountain, wherever this arc is, and Amazon Lily. In C we have Drum Island, Whiskey Peak, Orange Town, Foxy's Long Ring Land arc, Little Garden, Return to Saturday, and at the very top we have the Syrup Village arc. Next we have the Punk Hazard arc, Zoe arc, Fishman Island arc, Baratier arc. I think this is 2D2Y. And then we got Logue Town arc, Post-War arc, Romance Dawn, Reverie, and just Saturday. Then now we've got Impel Down, Dressrosa, Whole Cake Island, Water 7, Thriller Bark, and Arlong Park. And in the S tier we have Enies Lobby, Alabasta, and Marineford. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you tomorrow for another video. Goodbye.